So again, my name, just in case you do not know, this is the College and Career Readiness Special Population, and we're assisting students with disabilities to successfully pursue employment goals. And my name is Rebecca Flores. I work alongside Amanda, who is not here today, and she is the mastermind as well in these avenues. But I am here to make sure that we are able to successfully process everything with you wonderful people that have great skills and all of the necessities that we need to work together to help our students succeed. So again, drop your name, title in the chat, your organization. We'd love to know where you're coming from, where you're logging in, and get to know a little bit more about you. That would be wonderful. And today we will be learning about DVR, Division of Vocational Rehabilitation. Amanda Herbstman on here is going to be teaching us about that. Understanding how students qualify for DVR, review DVR offerings, and how to refer students. I love to hear feedback. I love to have Q&A time, but if you have a burning question, please let me know. I want to make sure that we hear you. I do love to have interaction conversations and hear your side as well. So please let me know. Also, Phoebe will be my eyes because Amanda, I might be really into what Amanda's saying and I might miss the question. So please, I appreciate that. And let me set the stage here. So let's see. I'm trying to do my computer here. There we go. All right. As we work to increase the number of youth who are college and career ready, we must ensure that students with disabilities are not left behind. And time again, I know we've all been a part of this, being in the school system, in the workforce centers, work field. There are people with disabilities left behind. They become mute, they become unseen. And so we really want to equip ourselves even more, teachers, staff, as much as possible, along with students, to let them know what is out there, who they can connect with, who's their support team. I might not have the answer, but I will help you find it. That type of spirit with our students, because they become invisible. And so really that is something that we're wanting to do and are hoping for. So again, like I said, I like to interact with one another. So collaboration, we have a lot of people, a lot of places. Thank you so much for all the information you're putting in the chat. And I want to know from you guys, and again, Phoebe, if you could be my eyes, because I'm looking over here. These questions: how is your school district organization meeting career connected learning needs for students with disabilities? So current opportunities, what kind of opportunities do you have with your school or your community, wherever you are coming from? What are the gaps, and then what are the barriers? Because we are all about seeing the need and meeting the need, and everybody is different. So for one group of people, it might be, oh, it's transportation. For another group of people, it might be the reading. For another group of people, nobody really has motivation. So can we, let me see if I can, I don't know if people are typing in here. Phoebe, can you help me? I can't see anybody. Raise your hand, talk out loud. Let me see. Let's see, Annie or Roberta. Can one of you or anybody else? We have Lexi, Amy. What is a current opportunity that your school district organization meeting career connected learning needs?
Could you repeat that question?
Yes, thank you, Roberta. Of course. So it's, how is your school district organization meeting career connected learning needs for students with disabilities? So what's working for you right now? What are
Well,
the current opportunities?
oh, sure. And in Pueblo, we have a group called Sequence of Services, SOS for short. But it's a group of agencies and partners, and especially paraprofessionals in the school district 60, Pueblo Schools, City Schools District. And and we gather or we meet quarterly or every, we just had a back to school meeting this week to talk about, and the purpose of the group is to help students with disabilities transition from school to adulthood and
Okay.
everything in between. So we meet and we go to the schools and have resource fairs with the partner agencies that are part of the group. We all go into the schools and talk about our resources, many resources that we offer youth with disabilities. And of course, we invite their parents. And in Pueblo, we have four high schools in town and two out of town. And so we don't go to all of them, but we're just we're starting. We're just starting to back to school. So the school year. So that's
Yeah.
what we're part of here in Pueblo.
So resource fairs, and that goes across the board to the family member or the parent as well.
Absolutely. I know
Awesome.
Ashley's part of the group, so I'm not sure
Ashley's
if she's on
wonderful.
here. Yes, she sure is. And she does offer a lot of resources. So
Yes, we love Ashley. Thank you for saying that. Appreciate it.
you're welcome.
Roberta, anybody else?
It
What
looks like
is
we have
working for
a
you?
Lexi left a message in the chat. They said, I'm brand new to this position, so I can't fully say yet, but I can think of gaps and barriers based off of my experience, if that counts.
Yeah, let's jump in. Go ahead, Lexi.
Yeah, hi, here I
Hi.
am. Yeah, so I guess to give context, I'm a post-secondary advisor at Inglewood High School in Colorado's finest alternative high school of choice. Uh, so I started back towards the end of May over summer. So I haven't seen any gaps or positive opportunities yet, but I guess just thinking off of my experience going through school, I know that I think there wasn't a lot of direct um opportunities for students on IEPs. And so I was one of those students on IEP 504, all of that. And so I wasn't really talked about like concurrent enrollment classes and advanced classes. And I think it's probably layered, right? I think with my learning difference, but then also probably my racial identity, right? So there's probably an overlap of why that didn't happen. But yeah, I think there's sometimes this assumption that, well, because you have a learning difference, we're not going to offer you or give you the choice to take college classes or get college credit. So yeah, I think that was definitely lacking for me in where I went to school. So, and I went to school in the Cherry Creek School District. So
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing that, Lexi. I really, really appreciate that. So would it be fair to say that, like, from what you said, there's not a lot of opportunity given to students that may be on the spectrum across 504s, IEPs, and how do you think that potentially could work to filling the gap, firsthand experience? Like, what something that who are you know how we become, I guess for myself, I'm trying to be the person that I needed when I was younger, hence why I'm doing what I'm doing. So
mhm.
in your experience and in your expertise, is that what you're doing in your field? How do you have that open mind? Because you also have something that a lot of people don't have in regards to, you can see both sides of the
Right.
spectrum that way. So what's something that you feel you can expose us to in learning that, how to help?
Yeah. I guess I just kind of think about how the students that I will be working with, because I'm mainly be working with seniors that are getting ready to graduate. Um, and sorry, I saw your question, Ashley. I graduated from Eagle Crest High School. Um, but anyways, dang, sorry. No, it's here. It's there. There it is. I imagine myself really being kind of that representation. Like if students see like, oh wait, like you got a whole degree and you still like are neurodivergent and had a learning difference, like wow, that's really inspiring. So I think kind of just being just here can inspire students, but then also like being able to walk students through the process of like, so it does look different. Requesting accommodations when you're in college versus in high school, it is a little bit more, self-advocacy. You kind of don't have a teacher holding your hand. You do have to be a little more forward. So I think having that kind of firsthand experience can really, at least I would like to hope, inspire students to be like, oh, okay, it is possible. Because I know for me, I kind of was like, oh, like college isn't for me. It's for smarter people, right? But luckily I had, a supportive family that encouraged me to be like, no, you're just as smart, let's go. So for students that don't have that, I would like to be that person. So
Thank you. Thank you so much. Does anybody want to add to what Lexi was talking about in regards to gaps, barriers, current opportunities? Because there's things that work and there's things that are not working, but somebody might have a really great idea that you can adopt and do in your area. All right. Thank you so much. Now, we have an amazing, now if you guys do, I have, Phoebe will look at notes and double check. Oh, did something come through? Did I miss it? No? Okay. Eagle press. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm getting distracted here with the, thank you again. First of all, also, let me just say, everybody on here, you impact somebody's life so importantly. And I just want to say thank you so much, because the work that we do, there's a lot of work to be done, but we're here, we're present, we're in the weeds sometimes. Sometimes we need to get up for air. And sometimes being a teacher or just in education or seeing the need, it's heartbreaking because you want to fulfill it and you want to do all the things that can make it better, and lack of funding, or you're the only one that sees the need, and how are you only going to be the one to make the need, but you're here and you're present. And that's what is the beginning of working together to unify us in being able to collaborate, and help our students as well as help us too. So with that being said, I would, if I had a drum roll, I could totally do this too. But I have Amanda Herbstman, who is born and raised in Wiggins, Colorado, who gives back to her community in that she's an education system she's taught for 12 years. And I can go on and on because I did a lot of research on you, Amanda, and I felt like a little creep. But you are just so impressive to me, and I'm so grateful that you're here to present. I will stop sharing so that you can. And just want to say, everyone, let's just give a warm welcome, however you want, to Amanda. And thank you so much for being here today. I'll pass it to you.
Actually, I didn't have the slideshow pulled up.
Oh, I have. Do you want me to do it?
That'd be great. Yeah, I didn't
Okay.
pull it up because I'm like, oh yeah, you have it pulled up. So while she's pulling that up, as she said, my name is Amanda Herbstman. I work with the Division of Vocational Rehabilitation. We're part of the Department of Labor. I'm stationed specifically in Fort Morgan, and I actually see some familiar faces on here that I've worked with or I service those schools. Essentially, like we'll talk about today, there's kind of two parts to the DVR program. One's the youth program and one's the VR vocational rehabilitation part, working with youth and adult. So I'm going to kind of focus a little bit more on the youth side of it, but I'll kind of cover some of the VR stuff too. So go ahead on the next one. So I do have a short video that they had made talking about some of these services.
The trained professionals at Colorado's Division of Vocational Rehabilitation are experts in helping young adults like you and me with disabilities. They help young adults explore and enter into a career that matches your strengths and abilities. It's all about self-reliance and getting a career that's right for you. Colorado's Division of Vocational Rehabilitation Program, or DVR, is not a one-size-fits-all menu of services. Instead, it's an individualized and customized set of job-related services. These activities are designed to help you learn more about your disability, help you learn how to overcome barriers to getting and keeping a job, and ways to be more self-reliant. You can begin working with DVR as early as age 15 to develop important employment skills that will lay a foundation for success after leaving school. Initial services are called pre-employment transition services and include things like exploring how your skills and interests match with jobs available in the labor market, learning how to express your needs and goals in a variety of settings including school and work, learning skills necessary for success on the job, such as how to interact with coworkers and being on time, understanding training options to move forward on a specific career pathway, and providing real-life work activities where you can build on the skills learned and developed in work that supports your career pathway.
So I'm currently in DVR to try and figure out what I'm trying to do in my career. I was able to at least narrow down and come up with a plan.
Voc Rehab has impacted my path by giving me a lot of tools and experiences. Seeing massage therapists actually working, doing their job, seeing that reality was really what gave me the ability to sort of sort through the likes and dislikes. I was able to make a pros and cons for each sort of job that I got to witness.
Participation in pre-employment transition services is a great way to solidify your career pathway and prepare you to move forward with the full scope of services from DVR. Once you are ready for the full scope of services from DVR, your DVR partner will determine if you are eligible and help you identify what exactly you need to get or keep a job. You will work closely with your DVR partner to develop an individualized plan for employment, which will be the roadmap to your ultimate goal of getting a job. You may be eligible to receive DVR services if 1. You have a disability. There are many different types of disabilities that present challenges to work. If you have been in an individualized education program or IEP meeting at school, you may qualify as having a disability. 2. Your disability creates difficulties getting or being successful in a job. Perhaps you've experienced challenges in reading or math, which may impact your ability to follow written instructions or make change at a cash register. 3. You are interested in learning about work. If you have thought about what life will look like after high school or college, or consider moving out from your parents' home, maybe buying a car, then it may be time to begin exploring work. Your DVR partner will help you determine if you are eligible. This welcome video is the first step. If you think the program is right for you, simply make an appointment with a DVR partner in an office near you. You are welcome to bring someone with you, and if transportation is a challenge, they can meet you in your community or virtually. During your first appointment with your DVR partner, you will review your completed paperwork and they will ask you questions that will help them understand your unique situation. It always helps if you bring any records or information about your disability, such as doctor, psychologist, or school records. Information about your volunteer or work history is also helpful. Those things will help you and your DVR partner determine which types of services might be the best fit for you. Once accepted, you will meet with your DVR partner again. At this meeting, you will begin working with DVR to identify the skills you need to develop and the services required to achieve your career goal. Since DVR services are customized to fit your individual needs, this process may take some time. You may be asked to participate in certain assessments that help your DVR partner put their skills to work for you. Be sure to take full advantage of your DVR partner's expertise. They combine training and experience with a true desire to help you succeed. DVR partners understand disability issues, the labor market, current technology, and can give you the guidance you need to succeed on the job. As you solidify a career pathway, DVR services will become more and more specific to your unique career goal and disability needs. Depending upon your circumstance and type of support you need to achieve your employment goal, DVR will partner with you to identify the right combination of services, the individual or agency that can provide the services, and timelines to make sure progress is being made. Together, you and your DVR partner will create a plan. This plan may include assistance with short or long-term training, assistive technology software or devices, tools, equipment, and uniforms for participation in training or on a job seeking skills, assistance with getting a job in your chosen field. Just remember, all services DVR will be funding must be agreed upon in advance. Eventually, your DVR partner and you will need to agree upon when services are no longer needed. This typically happens when you are happy with and doing well in your job. Should something change and you need DVR's help again, you may always contact your DVR partner.
Awesome program that for people who have special abilities and needs that need help in life.
For this year, like I had no idea what I was gonna do. Like I was worried. I was gonna have to rush to do this.
It was nice having someone there to help me out along the way.
That covers most of what you need to know to get started today with DVR. Whatever it takes to help you achieve your job goal, you and your DVR partner will choose just the right combination of services based on your capabilities and needs.
You would really love this DVR. They help young adults with the jobs that they want to look at and the career that they want to have.
I would say DVR has helped me become more independent.
In order for them to help you, you have to help yourself.
You don't have to be a straight A student at the top of their class. You don't have to be a perfect person. They'll meet you where you are and they'll help you and they'll help you get to where you want to go. And that, I think, is the beauty of it.
No one will tell you it's easy, but if you're willing to work hard and access DVR's resources, you will soon be on your way to a fulfilling career. Welcome to DVR. We can't wait to see what career path you take. To contact the Division of Vocational Rehabilitation, visit their website at dvr.colorado.gov.
This program and initiative is funded in part through Colorado DVR with federal funds. For more details, please go to dvr.colorado.gov. Special thanks to UCCS, Heller Center for Arts and Humanities, Katie Tomlinson, Gabriel Brown, Quincy Maddock, Priscilla Gallegos, Connor Billington, Jaden JJ Pinniger, Kayla Packer, Joseph Joe Morrow, and Open Media and their grant.
In here, or comment from Amy talking about IEPs, 504s. 504s can qualify a student because typically, if I recall correctly, 504s can show a medical thing that they need to be aware of, and quite often that can be a barrier to employment. So, great. So, what is DVR? Pretty much, we are a state agency. We do have federal funding, but we are funded by the state of Colorado as well. We are part of the Department of Labor. And the idea is that if anyone wants to work, they should be able to. There shouldn't be a barrier to employment just because a disability is present. So as it said in the video, 15 and older can qualify. I've had anywhere between age 15 to age 83 on my caseload. We've helped with the finding employment, the training for it. I've helped pay for training before, so I've helped pay for college. I've helped with them finding a job. And when I say help with, typically we do contract out. GSN is a vendor of ours. And then also School Work Alliance program or SWAP. We do have other employment specialists as well. We've helped with maintaining. So the gentleman that was 83 years old on my caseload was in need of hearing aids. So we helped with purchasing hearing aids. We've also, in the past, and I'm going to call out Ashley Buchanan on this one, we've worked with agribility before. And so Ashley would kind of know some about that. But if you have somebody who is a farmer that maybe needs help on the farm, agribility can go out and do an assessment, and we can maybe help pay for some of those modifications if it helps keep them on the job. Or even advancing in employment. I'm helping one person right now who was a para moving into a teaching position. And so I'm helping her right now get everything together to be able to get her teaching degree. Again, the big thing is the employment aspect. Go ahead, sorry. I wanted to include this. So the vision with CDLE is that we want a working economy that elevates all of Colorado. And our mission is working together to promote a thriving employment environment with opportunity for every Coloradan to prosper. Yes, Ashley, sorry, I should have included that too. The agribility does include youth as well. Okay, go ahead. All right, qualifications. So again, at least age 15. They have a documented disability. So like I said, IEP, 504, medical records. Keep in mind that just because they may have a visible disability does not mean they have an invisible disability. So I've got a lot of people that'll ask me, well, why are you here? I'll ask them that. And well, I got referred. Okay, do you have medical issues? No. But then when we deeper, they're like, well, I see a therapist. Okay, well, do you have a diagnosis? Yeah, I have PTSD. I have anxiety. I have depression. So those could be documentable as well, because honestly, if you've ever dealt with anxiety or depression, it can be kind of hard to attend to a job. And the other part is that they want to get a job. They want to have competitive integrated employment. We do not get considered competitive integrated employment being they're in a back room away from everyone. They don't get the same opportunities as everyone else. They're integrated with everyone. Okay, go ahead. All right, what does DVR offer? So it kind of depends. As the video said, it depends upon who we're working with. Typically, if they're still over a year from graduating, we put them on what's called the YP or youth program, and they work with the pre-ETS vendor, pre-employment transition services. If they are less than a year from graduating, or if they're looking at entering the workforce sooner than that, they still continue to work with the pre-ETS vendor, but then we start building their VR case, which is considered that more adult caseload. And that's when we get into paying for tools, paying for work clothes, paying for school if they qualify. Pre-ETS vendor, so youth caseload, like I said, they work with the pre-ETS vendor. So SWAP, and like I said, GSN is starting to work with us as well. So I'm hoping to continue working with them and having them help. When you work on pre-ETS, that pre-employment transition services, it includes job exploration counseling. So identifying what type of jobs would I want to go into. I like working with my hands. Okay, so what type of things could qualify working with my hands? I don't want to do anything math related. Okay, so what can we do? Work-based learning experiences. In fact, I was at one this morning. One instance is we take some students to volunteer at a food bank. And while it may seem kind of like, okay, how's that work-based learning experience? What it does is it has us look at what's their work ethic. Are they able to maintain certain speeds? Because we kind of do like a conveyor belt type of thing with the boxes when we fill them. Are they able to follow directions? Can they do multiple things at once? Can they only do one thing at once? Are they easily distracted? So it does kind of help with that. And for many of them, they're kind of building their resume. So this work-based learning experiences like that would help on the resume. We provide counseling on secondary opportunities. So again, that could be touring schools. That could be Job Corps information. So you kind of have that variety. And then, I can't recall what I put on the last one. You see the bottom one, Rebecca? I know mine's covering it.
Yeah, mine is covering. I see focus on your schoolwork, work on pre-ETS.
So the bottom part of the pre-ETS, counseling on post-secondary opportunities, and then what's at the very bottom?
Workplace readiness training and instruction on self-advocacy.
Okay. The workplace readiness would be the resume building, mock interviews, making sure they understand basic work ethic. And then self-advocacy is typically how to ask for accommodations in the workplace, how to run their own IEP meeting, how to ask for what they need, especially when they're like, I'm not sure if I need it. Or it's kind of teaching them those. And then, of course, I always tell the kids, you need to get out of school first to really help with this. And it's a lot easier if you get your diploma than to have to get a GED later. So I usually tell the kids, like, make sure you stay up to date on your coursework as well. Go ahead. Pretty much when we go through and we move someone from YP to VR, it is a little bit longer process. So when we have a referral, it's like a 30-day from referral to when we have to get them in on a one-to-one meeting. We then have about 60 days after that to determine their eligibility. The only reason it's 60 days is that sometimes medical records are very slow at getting out. That's why the video recommended, hey, like bring your IEP, because your IEP can qualify it. 504 can qualify. Medical records, a lot of times patients, they get them a little faster. So, and then after their eligibility, we have about 90 days to get them into plan. And during that time, we're asking them, what is your plan for employment? This is what makes it individualized. So I have several people that are wanting to go into the nursing program locally, but they're getting different things. Like one of them, she just needs help getting through the nursing program and then getting a job afterwards. But the other one, she needs help getting glasses because she doesn't have them. She needs help getting a laptop. She wants to be able to make some money in the meantime. So we have what we're calling a survival job. So we're helping her build a resume and get interview skills so she can be successful in that as well, in addition to attending nursing school. And then, of course, like I said, we work with everyone to make sure they're successful. After they get a job, we don't go through and be like, see ya, we're out of here. Typically, we go through and we are involved at least 90 days afterwards. We check in every month saying, is everything going well? Work going well? Do you need anything? And if they're like, nope, everything's great, okay, we're going to check in another 30 days. At the 90-day mark, that's when we talk about, okay, do you feel comfortable with your job? Do you feel stable? Are you okay with case closure? And they always have the opportunity to come back afterwards, so that it's not just a one and done.
We can,
Sorry, what? Oh. So that's something just kind of keep in mind. Also, I've had several students that have come to me later saying, hey, so I'm not ready for school yet, for college. Is this just only a senior year thing? And no, like I said, I had an 83-year-old on my caseload pretty recently as well. So we're just trying to make sure that when people get into employment, it's stable and they feel comfortable in it. Go ahead. And then I put these on here. The one, I have 2 different QR codes on here, as well as like different referrals. So there's several different ways you could do it. The DVR online request for services is probably the best bet because you can connect it with a local office. So there are offices throughout the state, not just in my area. And every single state in the US does have a DVR. So if you go to the online request for services, you can actually type in and find a local office to you. If you are somebody who works at the high school and you do not have a connection with SWAP, you can still connect with the local DVR office. And they may talk to you about what's called a pre-eds tech. And they're not much different than what I do. The only difference is their job is solely to be in the schools. Where I live, because Wiggins is a smaller community, I serve Wiggins, Fort Morgan, Waldona, Brush, New Raymer, and the surrounding areas. I don't just work with just the schools. I do have a general caseload as well. If you are looking at that pre-employment transition services, where you're looking at, you have a 15, even an 18 to 21 program will qualify for it. But these are just those basic pre-eds we had talked about. And then, of course, like the QR codes will lead you to, I think, more of the DVR requests, not the referral form. Okay. And then I just love this quote because I quite enjoyed this movie. You know, sometimes all you need is 20 seconds of insane courage. Just literally 20 seconds of just embarrassing bravery. And I promise you something great will come of it. So I typically use this with some of the students whenever I try to present this in classrooms.
Great.
Thanks. Questions?
There is links in the chat. Thank you, Phoebe, so much for adding those. Any questions before we move forward? Okay. Let's see. What are you guys, what's something that you were able to understand better today about DVR? Ashley, Annie, Amy, Macy, Lexi. Amanda, your presentation was wonderful. I'm a processor, so I do process.
And let's be real, they're all back in school and it's been a long day. I don't know how long everyone's been back at school, but
Yeah, you guys, thank you again so much. We're coming to a close here in just a few seconds. I just had a couple of more things I wanted to share with you guys. And Phoebe, if you can help me with the link, for some reason, might be mine. Oh, here we are. Okay. Thank you for your patience. How can we help students participate in services with DVR? Here are a few: connect students, assist with gathering, assist with explaining DVR, work in collaboration with all stakeholders, raise employment expectations, collaborating for post-work readiness. And with that collaboration, there's uh, sharing materials, co-sponsoring, having DVR involved, identifying consistent liaisons, provide beginning of the year and mid-year updates. I think what Amanda was saying, when they start getting into work, they check in for 90 days, which is so impactful. I see that firsthand in that field. And then so GSN is now an approved service provider for DVR, and in partnership with the DVR, we definitely want to be exploring career interests, learning about options for schools, offer after graduation, and getting work experience. These are just some of the things. Phoebe, if you could put this link in the chat. There's some things on here that GSN is involved in we have e-fairs and just different things that we love to promote with our students and growing them, expanding, exploring, opening up their minds to exposing different career paths, and that they are able to, that they're not invisible, that we can see them, and we're really doing our best to connect with them, such as the line of work that Amanda does, and making sure that their voice is also heard, or at least they're looking for their voice as well. And then here shortly, do you have students with disabilities that may benefit from DVR services, and how can we support that? So definitely want to hear you guys, hear what you have to say. Everyone is we understand everything is different. So we want to do our best to tailor what we can to your community, to the services. I mean, earlier Roberta was talking about they have the resource fairs, and also when Lexi was talking about, she didn't think college was going to be for her, and how she's advancing and doing her life. I mean, those are just such powerful statements that we would love to be able to utilize in the future with our students, middle school, high school, our K through 12th grade in general. But for DVR, we want to let them know that their voice is heard and we see them. So is there, and then with that, thank you so much for being here today. And we really, really appreciate you taking the time and opportunity to collaborate with one another, being open to what we have to say, and have the opportunity to have the floor and go ahead and ask if you have any questions. The expert of Amanda here, and being able to continue with your workday as well. So any questions, anything that you want to add, understanding better?
And I'm putting my email in the chat again. If you have any questions about DVR, please feel free to reach out. Keep in mind, this program costs schools nothing to be able to help. And it's a fantastic resource, especially for those who may need a little additional support when they exit school.
And thank you for so much for sharing those that did, and those that didn't have anything to say at this time. If you are like me and are a processor, you can text, or you can email me. You can send me a message on LinkedIn. You might see my face because I'll research you as well and look on LinkedIn. But I appreciate all of you guys. And if there's nothing else, I do want to give you back some time. So I would love to, we can end it, but if you